everybody, welcome back to our chakra gentle restorative yin practices. This is day 2, so it's all about the sacral chakra. This is represented by the color orange, and it's located on your lower abdomen, your sexual organs, your low back, this whole region. So the sacral chakra is all about movement, fluidity, sexuality, passion, creativity, authenticity, spontaneity, change, just being open and authentic and passionate, all those good things. So our little mantra today will be, I am passionate, I am creative, and I am open to enjoying experiences. I am passionate, I am creative, I am open to enjoying experiences. And if you would like a little Bible verse to go along, I would direct you to the Song of Solomon. It's very sexy, but I'll just read a couple verses from it. So it's a man and a woman talking to each other. How beautiful you are, and how pleasant, my love, with such delights. And then she says, your mouth is like fine wine, flowing smoothly for my love, gliding past my lips and teeth. I belong to my love, and his desire is for me. So, no matter what your background is, this is not a shameful thing, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing in the right, healthy context. So keep that in mind. Grab your comfiest clothes, your candles, whatever you want, and we'll get started on our gentle sacral chakra class. Okay, so we're going to get started in Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined butterfly pose. You lay onto your back, bring the soles of the feet to touch, and then let the knees drop out to the side. And let's place our hands just on the inside of our hip bones here. If this is uncomfortable, you can place a block underneath each knee. Otherwise, just let the knees splay open. Cultivate a feeling of openness and relaxation in this area that may be tight or strained for you. Breaths here. Repeat our mantra about being passionate, creative, and open to enjoying experiences. Not just attending experiences, but actually letting yourself go into the moment and enjoy them. Bring your hands on the outer side of your thighs and push your knees back together. Draw them into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins. Squeezing your knees in towards your chest. You can roll from side to side to just massage the lower back if that feels good. In this class, if any different variation feels better for you, I want you to feel free to take that. It's about listening to your body and being in tune with it. So do what it's telling you to do. If that means stillness or if that means movement. From here, stamp the soles of your feet and heels towards the ceiling. Grab a hold of the outside of your feet. We're moving into happy baby pose. So your knees are splayed wide again. You're really opening up through your inner thighs and your groin. And then work towards lowering your tailbone down to the mat. So instead of curling up like this, try to create a straight spine as much as possible. If you're happy, baby, it looks like you rolling onto one side and then rolling onto the other side. Or if it means you use your peace fingers to grab hold of your big toes and pull down even more, that is all good. So the sacral chakra is also about emotional and relational health. So in our relationships, we have to be open and honest about our emotions and what we're feeling. And with hip opening or inner thigh opening, you might have a lot of emotions come up with this. So don't be afraid of that and just breathe through it and be honest about it. From here, bring your left heel in towards your glute and straighten your right knee out if you can. And then switch sides, bring the right heel in, straighten out the left knee. And then do a couple more with your own breath. Good, back to center. Place your feet on the mat, push through your elbows, and we'll come towards the top of our space. So you'll kind of roll so your belly is facing the mat. And then you'll move into tadpole. So it'll be a really, really wide-legged child's pose. So you can use a bolster in between, like underneath your abdomen if that feels good. You're not in a frog pose, so your feet are still coming in towards each other. Your knees are just really wide. And then I want you to just drape your body. Rest onto one cheek. Or rest onto your forehead if that's comfortable. Sending breath into your low back space. And letting your thigh bones just feel heavy and get closer towards the mat. Feel your stomach expand with each inhale. And we'll revisit this pose. So for now, place your prop on your side. Push through your hands, tuck your toes. Briefly come into a downward facing dog here by sending your hips up and straightening into your knees. And then you're just gonna step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. Now in Hatha Vinyasa, this is called lizard pose, but in the yin practice, it's called dragon lunge. So that's what we'll call it today. So I want you to untuck your back toes and then just find any type of forward fold variation that you can really sink into. You can come onto the outer blade edge of your left foot and have your left knee kind of splay out to the side, or you can have everything facing forward. Stop clenching and just let your inner thighs relax and open. The top of your right hip relax and sink down. Couple more breaths here on this side. And push through your elbows, come onto your hands. Move your prop over for just a second. Tuck your back toes, and then send your left foot back briefly to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Your sides might feel different here. That's totally normal. And then you're gonna step your right foot on the outside of your right hand. Drop your left knee down, untuck those toes, and bring your prop to the other side. Inhale for lengthen your spine, and exhale to fold down into whatever lunge variation feels good for you. Again, just listen to your body. Is it telling you it needs more of a stretch or less of a stretch or a different angle? And in this pose, I just want you to think about ways in your life that you're creative, even though you might not feel like it whatsoever. We all have some creative side, and we all seek some type of outlet to send that energy, that creative energy. So it could literally be in music or art. It could be in dance or the way you move your body. It could be in the kitchen, experimenting with cooking or baking. Or it could just be in the way you love people, in the way you give gifts or words or time. So think about one of your strengths, one of your creativities. And find joy in that. And maybe think about ideas that you could cultivate it more. Couple more breaths. Push through your elbows, come up onto your hands, tuck your back toes and lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Take a minute just to find some creativity here. So whether that's bending one knee and then the other, or coming onto one-sided fingertips and bending that knee, and then the other side. Or you can do some spinal rolls up into plank. Back to downward facing dog, do a couple of those. Finding some fluidity. drop onto your knees, bring them out really wide to the edges of your mat. Come into tadpole pose again, so our wide-legged child's pose. Option to bring a bolster underneath your torso here. Deep breaths, exhale and release everything. Slowly move out of this pose, and then we'll turn to face the long edge of our mats. So if you've done yoga before, we're going to move into frog pose. So to protect your knees, I want you to double and then triple fold your mat in on itself on either side. Your knees are going to go at the very top of each of these folds. And then your feet are going to extend straight back from the knees, and you'll have a flex in your ankle. Come onto that on either side. Your knees are as wide as they can go. And first I just want you to come onto your hands, and we'll do some gentle rocks back and forth. This is a really intense pose, not only because your muscles might be tight, but also hip anatomy, you might not be able to go into the full depth of this, and that's totally okay. People are shaped and created differently, but just doing these gentle rocks helps the body relax a little bit. And then from here, place your bolster in front of you and lean onto it as much as is comfortable for you. So some people might be able to go flat all the way so their pubic bone is actually touching the mat. And others like me will just hang out up here for a while. Wherever you are, after a while, you should feel your body sigh. It should just totally let go of any type of hold or contraction, especially in your inner thigh area. Just feel a sigh and exhale and release. Very slowly, start to come out of this pose. So it helps to prop up onto your hands. And then maybe bring your feet in towards the middle. Push through your toes, bring your knees in. Just sit back on your heels briefly, unfold your mat, And we'll come to face the front of our mat again. Lay on your belly. We're moving into crocodile pose. So let your hip bones sink onto the mat. Bring your forearms in front of you and just rest your forehead on your forearms. Decompressing from that big hip opener. Letting the body settle again. If it feels good, just rock from hip bone to hip bone, side to side, creating some movement in your pelvis. And then prop up onto your elbows, palms facing the earth, Sphinx pose. Think about rotating your inner thighs up towards the sky. Feeling a heart opener that's gentle on the low back region. And then from here, tuck your toes under again. Walk up onto your hands. And send the hips high to downward facing dog. Again, walk it out. Take some rolls. Bend into one knee and twist the torso open to the opposite side. And then switch. And bring your left foot towards the top of your mat. Your left knee is going to come behind your left wrist. Left ankle behind right wrist. Drop your right knee, untuck those toes. We're moving into the restorative version of pigeon, so sleeping swan. So instead of having your shin parallel and your foot flexed, let's bring everything nice and close into our body. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, drop the body down. You can bring a bolster underneath you if you need. So this should feel pretty gentle. I want you to have your foot as close as you need and as high of a support underneath you as you need. Make it a pose that you can sink into. Big belly breaths. Let your shoulders drop from your ears. Feel free to pause the video and stay longer, otherwise walk up onto your hands, tuck your right toes, and send your left foot back. For downward facing dog, walk it out. Take your creative minute here. Come back to center and then come into relaxed pigeon pose on the right leg. So right knee is behind right wrist, right ankle comes across the mat. Bring your heel close in towards your body. Inhale for length and exhale, drop in. Find a place of minimal resistance so that you're able to just melt into it more. In this pose, I want us to think about our bodies and how they are beautiful and how lucky we are to be able to move and walk and do yoga and enjoy intimacy and all these wonderful things. Our bodies are intricate and super wonderfully made, if you think about it. They are not perfect and they are not the same. That doesn't take away from them. So if you have any thoughts rising up about shame about your body, I want you to spend some time here working through those. Or at least start the process of working through them. Two more breaths. Rise back up. Find your way into your downward facing dog. Roll around a little bit. And lift your left leg up and then you open the hip. Take a few hip circles here to loosen up and then switch directions. Place that left foot down, lift the right leg up and work through 3 circles in either way. Plant your right foot back down, lower the knees, and then make your way onto your back. From here, we're gonna come into a reclined twist. So move any candles that you need to move. And then bring your left leg over your right. We're not going to double wrap this time, but just let the legs drop heavy over to the right. You don't even need to shift your hips over either. can be straight overhead or over to the left. I actually want us to push down into our left outer thigh to feel more of a stretch on the glute here. One more breath. And come back to center. Unravel your left leg. Place your right leg over the left. And then drop the knees down. Right arm spreads wide. Left hand on right outer thigh to create more of a stretch through your right glutes. With this stretch, I want us to think about how we can be open to enjoying experiences and being authentic. So you don't have to pretend to like what other people tend to like. You don't have to pursue their interests, their goals. You can find what authentically feels like yours, feels like your space, feels like something you can move in and enjoy and be creative in and just be yourself in instead of putting up a front. And with that comes true joy in experiences. How can you let yourself open up to joy if you've been holding back? To be truly immersed in something without any other thought. Last breath here. And then we'll come into our final pose. So I want you to grab your pillow or your bolster, or even a block. You're going to place it against your nearest wall. And then you're going to shimmy your hips up towards the wall. And rest your pelvis on the bolster. Try not to make marks on your wall. Awkward getting into, but once you're there, it's very nice. So your hips are resting, elevated, and your legs are just climbing up the wall. Let's place our hands here in the area of our sacral chakra, lower abdomen. But if spreading them out to the side feels better, please do that. Let's repeat our initial mantra or affirmation. I am passionate, I am creative, and I am open to enjoying experiences. And you can add something about being open to authenticity and intimacy and emotions. Stay here as long as you can or need. Otherwise, we'll start to make our way out of this pose. Bridge up and remove your bolster. Then find your way seated at the top of your mat. Hands resting on your knees. Take one more big inhale together. One big exhale out of your mouth. So we are uniquely and wonderfully made, and it's okay to enjoy these bodies and how they can move and feel and how they can relate with other people in beautiful, creative, open ways. So I hope you guys enjoyed that class. I hope your groin and inner thighs and hips are feeling nice and open, but I really appreciate you joining, and I hope to see you next time. Namaste.